YouTube, my name is Mesa Sean, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. Alright folks, we've got a ton of stuff to cover in this video. This video is going to be all about tips and tricks with regards to power leveling, hitting the max power cap, or at least hitting the power level to get you into the Garden of Salvation raid. At the time of recording this video, well, it's the weekend prior to when the raid actually drops. So hopefully these tips and tricks are going to apply to the raid as well as just overall power leveling. The footage you're seeing in the background is from when Bungie kindly flew me out to Bungie Studios last week to have some hands-on time with Shadowkeep. So some of the things you're going to see were in this playtest environment, but more than likely what I'm going to discuss is going to carry over to the final build within Shadowkeep. But if anything changes, I will put an annotation or I put a pinned comment explaining that. So if you enjoyed this video or find it helpful, please hit that like button. It really does help out the channel, and subscribe for daily Destiny 2 content. Alright folks, let's get into it. So I was on Discord tonight chatting with Jack from the WTF GameNation guys. I will link their Twitch in the description. Go over, click that follow button or subscribe. They are awesome dudes. All they do is raid, and guess what? More raids, but more importantly, they do raid-ucations. They're the channel if you want to learn the raids, get taken through them, and learn how to do them alongside these guys. They are absolutely awesome. But I was talking with Jack all night tonight, and, well, not all night, but for a while, and there's something that I think's been under all of our noses with in terms of power leveling that I don't think a lot of people know about it, or at least I did a quick search on YouTube and also Google, and I didn't see any videos on it whatsoever. So we're going to discuss it in this video. Let's get some housekeeping out of the way. Now, when you play Season of the Undying or Shadowkeep, regardless whether you're playing the free-to-play content or you have the actual DLC, the power floor is going to be 750 power. Everything is being brought up. So if you have a bunch of gear that's in your vault or on your inventory and it's below 750, all of it's going to be brought up to 750 power. The soft cap is going to be 900 power, the powerful cap is going to be 950, and the pinnacle cap is going to be 960. Now, if you're new to Destiny 2, those numbers are basically the sum of all your gear. So your 950 power, if every single piece of armor and every weapon you have is 950 power. However, you will have a seasonal artifact, and as you level it up, it will give you power levels to it. However, those do not, repeat, they do not affect the drops that you get. See, normally what happens is, based on your gear power, your weapons and armor all combined, that will dictate what kind of drops you get in terms of the number of the power levels on those pieces of gear. Now, the artifact's going to bump you up some levels as you level it up, but that does not affect what your drops will be. Just want to get that out of the way just so you know. That's only going to affect your overall power, because basically what people want to do is reach the pinnacle power cap, which is 960, and then use the artifact to go to the sky's the limit, go into the raid, and go into the pinnacle activities, and just waste everything in their path because you are overpowered. Alright, let's move along to some more housekeeping here. So Bungie's changing up the progression in terms of power. So, two critical things let's talk about right off the bat. All non-powerful rewards now drop 3 to 0 points below your highest equipable power level, up from 15 to 20 below. Year 2 powerful reward sources have been changed to legendary rewards. Next up, let's talk about the soft cap of 900 power. All drops up to this point will be upgrades to the most powerful item in your inventory or vault. Beyond this point, only powerful or pinnacle rewards will increase a player's power. Next up, we have the powerful cap, 950. All non-powerful pinnacle rewards are capped at 950. Pinnacle rewards are the only way to raise power above this point. Powerful rewards are the equivalent to the character's highest equipable power beyond this point. But again, remember, the artifact can artificially inflate what you think your power level is. Like here it says 781. Well, yeah, but the drops are going to be based on 780 power, not 781. The bonus power comes from the artifact. So for example, let's say you have 920 is your overall power number. Well, scroll over that power number and you find out, well, your gear is really only 915 power. However, you're getting 5 bonus power levels from the artifact. So the gear that's going to drop for you is not going to be reflective at 920, but rather 915. So in terms of the raid, here's how it's going to work on day one for the first 24 hours that the raid is live. There's a thing called contest or contest mode. So while contest is active, players will face an enforced challenge throughout the raid. Power beyond certain levels will provide no additional advantage to a given fight. For example, the first fight, power above 890 doesn't provide an advantage, and for the final fight, power above 920 doesn't provide an advantage. If you're new to Destiny 2, we have a thing called Prime Mangrums, right? Now, Prime Mangrums used to give you a huge power boost. Now they're only going to give you roughly about 3 power above your current highest power level overall. Here's the changes. Prime Mangrums now gain charges more quickly, drop more frequently, and have a higher maximum charge cap, 9 charges, up from 6 during year 2. The power gains have been rebalanced for the increased frequency, providing +3 power down from a range of 4 to 7. Players who have completed the Prime Example quest prior to Shadowkeep's release will earn charges, but those charges won't drop until the character has reached 900 power. So that's going to be part of our strategy here, guys, is to get to 900 power on all 3 characters as quickly as possible so we could start building up charges on all 3 characters. So let's finally get into the strategies here after 5.5 minutes or whatever. So you want to pick your character. Pick the main character that you want to start the raid on, or you want to get to max power level rather quickly. So start playing on that character. Get them to 900 power. Now, you could do that from playing everything in the game. Play the Shadowkeep campaign, do activities, do lost sectors, do strikes. Don't do anything that gives you powerful or pinnacle activities, and more than likely you're going to be underleveled for it anyway. But when you're playing out and about, anything that drops, be it blue gear or legendary, should drop over your power level. When I was at Bungie Studios, my friend Houndish and I shared footage, and here he is just showing off some gear that he picked up just by playing the game. He's got a blue that's 760, a couple of legendaries that are 759 and 758. So you want to take that main character and just do the story, do the campaign of Shadowkeep. You might want to do some lost sectors. Lost sectors also give some blue gear, and that should be above your power level. But if you do too many lost sectors at a time, they will stop giving you loot, so you want to space them out. You might want to also do some strikes, but don't do the heroic strike playlist because that will count towards a pinnacle or powerful activity. Here's just some footage of me playing New Light, and New Light, when you play New Light, yeah, you also get powerful gear or gear above your current power level. You might also want to do some public events, and public events will give you some blue gear, but at the same time, just like lost sectors, if you do them too quickly, they will stop giving you gear. You also can go see Zavala and Shaxx at the tower and spam them with Vanguard and Crucible tokens to get legendary gear. They're going to give you Armor 2.0, which is a cool thing, but also they're going to increase your power level, hopefully. Same thing with all of the different planetary vendors. If you have a lot of planetary materials, and I know I've been stocking up on a lot, go see the planetary vendors and spam them with materials, and they will give you Armor 2.0, and also will hopefully get your power level up. So now character number 1 is 900 power, and you want to go over to character number 2. Take the weapons off of character number 1, put it on character number 2. That instantly is going to give you a nice buff right there. Do the same thing that you were doing on character number 1. However, now character number 1 should be building prime charges. So when you get back on character 1 a little later on, well, you should get prime engrams a little bit more frequently because it's building up those charges. Do the same thing you did to character 1, but on character number 2. Get them to 900 power, but avoid all of the weekly powerful pinnacle reward type stuff. Then take those weapons, swap it over to character number 3, do the same exact thing. Now characters 1 and 2, they're going to start building up prime charges. Now we're going to make something interesting here. So you're on character number 3 now. You get them to 900 power. Now you will start getting those prime charges, so hopefully some prime engrams will be dropping for you. Now we can start to do some of the pinnacle and powerful reward stuff. However, we're going to bounce back and forth, or I'm going to suggest we bounce back and forth between two things. Doing those activities, but also doing, guess what? The Menagerie from year 2. And the reason why I'm suggesting the Menagerie is because now we could do some targeted selection to get gear where we are deficient. So I'm going to suggest you bounce back and forth, and yes, I have a zillion bounties for XP just to get my rank up, whatever. But as you can see, I've got a lot of runes, and if you have a lot of runes, this will apply to you. So if you got a lot of runes, well, I would recommend bouncing back and forth between doing the powerful reward sources and the Menagerie to get stuff where you're deficient. The reason being is because if we go back to that statement from Bungie in the This Week at Bungie, it says all non-powerful rewards will now drop 3 to 0 points below your highest equipable power level up from 15 to 20 below. So you're on character number 3 and you've exhausted all the pinnacle and powerful reward sources that you could physically do. Some stuff is probably going to be too hard. Then fill in the gaps with the Menagerie. Then take those weapons, put them on character number 2. From there, go right into the Menagerie and forge armor. Because of the armor that you forge from the Menagerie, well, it's either going to be at the highest power level you can be, or 3 points below. Then do all of the powerful pinnacle reward sources you can on character number 2. Fill in some gaps with the Menagerie. Then take those weapons, just like you did from character 3 to 2, and put them on your main character and rinse and repeat. Do the same thing. Now, the moon is going to have an activity where we craft items or craft gear, but we're going to need phantasmal fragments. So we're going to go into Shadowkeep with none of those and have to grind that out. Whereas if you've been playing for a while, you more than likely have a lot of runes. So this really does apply to folks that have a lot of runes and can do the Menagerie. Now, is it fun? Not in particular. Do I want to go back into the Menagerie? Not in particular. I want to play the new content. I want to have fun. But at the same time, I want to get my power level up so that I can go into the raid and not actually get demolished. And as you're doing this with all 3 characters, well, you're becoming more powerful, which means the Menagerie, probably by the time you get to your main character, which we're calling character 1, the character that you want to raid on, well, the Menagerie, you probably could just speedrun that thing with some of your friends, or, well, I don't know if you could speedrun it solo, but if you just Google search recipes, Menagerie recipes, you'll get images like this. I don't know who made this. I found it online, but just Google search Menagerie recipes, and they'll have everything for the weapons and also the armor. But the key is, when you're swapping the weapons over, first thing you want to do before touching any of the pinnacle powerful reward stuff is to craft the armor and bring that armor up. And you may have to do that a few times because remember, it's going to drop 0 to 3 points below your highest power level on that particular character. So by this point, your main character or character number 1 should be pretty powerful. And also, hopefully you're leveling up your artifact at this point. That's going to give you some extra power levels right there. It's not going to affect your gear. Remember, we talked about that before. But in terms of your power going into the raid, and maybe you're looking to do the raid after the first 24 hours when contest ends, and power is going to really matter because remember, you're going to be capped at 890 for the first encounter and 920 for the final encounter. I forgot to mention, you could do targeted selection with the Menagerie up to 900 power as well. So if you're not getting the drops that you want, you're playing Shadowkeep, you're playing the new activities, you're playing the story, and you're deficient in something, well, run to the Menagerie, put your chalice together, slot your runes, and target select something that you need. So you could use the Menagerie not only after 900, but you could use it up to 900 power as well. And hopefully by doing all of this, I'll be raid ready and you will be raid ready. Now granted, with contest on for the first 24 hours, for the first encounter, anything over 890 is not going to benefit you. And for the final fight, anything over 920 is not going to benefit you. However, I'm not going for Worlds First, but this might help you if you're going for Worlds First. But I just want to get it done over the weekend because of the fact that that sweet jacket, if you complete the Garden of Salvation raid before the weekly reset, you can get that or buy that through the Bungie Rewards program. And hopefully I'll be raiding with channel members. If you'd like to become a channel member, click the link in the description. Got to give that plug as usual. We got an awesome Mesa Army clan going on there. Really cool Discord. A lot of people are getting stuff done, raiding, LFGing, and yeah, we're already getting a whole bunch of raid groups together. So I hope you found this guide helpful, and a big thank you to Jack and the WTF GameNation guys. Check their Twitch out. I'm going to link them in the description, and I'm definitely going to be watching them because I know it's going to be I'm sure this raid's going to be difficult in terms of mechanics and fights, and I'm really looking forward to it, guys. So do me a favor, leave me a hashtag made it to the end if you did make it to the end, and do me a favor, drop a like on this video only if you see fit. Follow me on Twitter at MesaSean. Check out my stream, usually always on YouTube, and that's it. I am out of here like Vladimir.